Okay, go ahead.
Oya tálára bá ti ń gbọ́ kó sọ fàjẹrò tájẹrò bá ti ń gbọ́ kó tàtà pọ̀ ẹ̀sọ́ tí ọwọ́ àràǹkún àga bọ́rọ̀ tó gbòde ti gbẹ̀rẹ̀gẹ̀ jíjẹ lórí afẹ́fẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tó gbòde níbi tẹ́tí máa pàdé bá mẹ́tò Kọ́láwọlé Idris Sule tó ń tàlájà Àbíkẹ́ Akínpẹ̀lú àti pásítọ̀ Amos Ọlátújà àti Tajudeen Tìjání Àlàbí Ajámájẹ̀bi ní gbogbo ọjọ́ ìṣẹ́gun tí a mọ̀ sí Tuesday láago 4 ọ̀sán ní USA Eastern Time tó jẹ́ agogo 9 àṣálẹ́ ní UK Time àti agogo orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá tí a ọ̀rọ̀ tó gbòde tọmọdé tàgbà ló láǹfààní àti wètò yìí nítorí pé kún fọ́gbọ́n tó ń tòye tá a nílò lásìkò yìí gan ọ̀rọ̀ tó gbòde lórí ètò yìí bákan náà lẹ́ ò ti láǹfààní àti máa gbọ́ òkodoro ọ̀rọ̀ ohun tó ń lọ lágbàáyé ohun tó ń lọ nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà àti ní orílẹ̀-èdè gbogbo láì fi ipò mọ́yọ̀ rárá fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé síwájú sí i tàbí tẹ́ ẹ bá ní àwọn ìbéèrè àti àmọ̀ràn kankan ẹ lè pe atọ́kùn ètò sórí
+1 203 522 7894
tàbí kẹ́kàn sí +44 793 972 6080 bákan náà ní ẹ lè pe +234 706 787 2785 ọ̀rọ̀ tó gbòde a ò ní wá mìtì nínú olóríire àmín. Ìkéde ń dé sí ti gbẹ̀yìn látọwọ́ ìgbìmọ̀ tó wà fún ìpolongo àpò ẹ̀sìn ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tá a mọ̀ sí Yorùbá Nation Multifaith.
Mo jẹ́ ìjẹ́ fún orílẹ̀-èdè mi ilẹ̀ Odùduwà tó ń ṣàn fún wàrà àti fún oyin ilẹ̀ tó kún fún àwọn akọni ọgbọ́n ètò àti òye. Mo ṣe ìlérí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ ológo ilẹ̀ adúláwọ̀ ìtànṣọ́ oòrùn láti la ayé já nílẹ̀ Áfíríkà láti gbé ilẹ̀ Odùduwà lárugẹ. Mo pinnu láti fìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan fún ìlọsíwájú ìran Yorùbá. Mo fọwọ́ sọ̀yà pé n kò ní dalẹ̀ tàbí ṣọ̀tẹ̀ sí ìṣọ̀kan àti ìtẹ̀síwájú orílẹ̀-èdè mi ilẹ̀ Odùduwà. Èmi yóò fi gbogbo ipá, ọkàn, iṣẹ́, ọgbọ́n àti ìṣe mi sin orílẹ̀-èdè mi ní òtítọ́ àti lódodo títí ọjọ́ ayé mi. Gbogbo ìyànjú àwọn akọni tó ti lọ kò ní já sófo láti ọwọ́ mi títí dé ìrandíran tí ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn. Mo ṣe ìlérí pé ẹ̀sìn tàbí ìṣèlú kò ní yà wá nílẹ̀ Odùduwà. Tó bá wáyé bẹ́ẹ̀, mo lè lo ọkọ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ tó kù sára mi láti fi ṣègbè àti jàjàgbara fún orílẹ̀-èdè mi. Ilẹ̀ Odùduwà, ìran Yorùbá, èdè kan, àṣà kan àti ìṣe kan ló sọ wá pọ̀ láéláé lágbára Elédùà.
A kí gbogbo wa pé a kú déédéé wòyí, a kú ọjọ́ méjì, a kú ọjọ́ mẹ́ta, káàsán, a káàárọ̀, a kú ìdájí, a kú alẹ́ níbikíbi tí a bá wà ní gbogbo orílẹ̀ àgbáyé. Àwa náà ní láti kàn ní Multifaith lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tó gbòde TV. A tún wá ní èní bá a ṣe wà rèé ní ọjọ́ mẹ́jọ mẹ́jọ. Orí ìjẹjọ rèé, a dúpẹ́ tí Ọlọ́run tó mú wa tún rí ọjọ́ ìní láti tún wá darapọ̀ láti ti wá gbọ́ ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ìlú wa lọ́hùn-ún. A kí gbogbo wa pé ẹ káàbọ̀, a kú ìjókòó, ẹ bá wa pé àwọn èèyàn wọlé torí àwọn àlejò wa ti wà ní ìkàlẹ̀ torí a kò rí ọjọ́ músolókùn. A dúpẹ́ tí a pọ̀ wọ́n tí wọ́n jẹ́ wa kó tó di pé mo dárúkọ wọn láti kí wọn. Jẹ́ ká kí àwọn èèyàn tí a jọ wà lórí ètò ní alẹ́ kí bàbá wa pásítọ̀ Amos Ọlátújà káàbọ̀ ẹ kú ìnáwó ilé. kí yín káàbọ̀ sí orí ètò ti èní. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà la kí màmá wa Beatrice Péjídé girama ẹ̀kúgbà gbogbo àkóyànjú ojú òní tì wá, kí màmá wa ọmọ nìyí kú ọ̀rọ̀ ìlú Ọlọ́run á máa gbàdúrà wa. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà la kí ẹnjíníà wa Ayágbóyájù lọ́wọ́ bọ́tìn Ọlọ́run á máa ràn wá lọ́wọ́, á máa jú wa ṣe. Mo tún láàrin wọn lórí YouTube tí wọ́n ti ń tẹ like and share button, wọ́n ní wọ́n kí bàbá wa pé wọ́n káàbọ̀ sí orí ètò, wọ́n ní a rí iṣẹ́ ribiribi tí wọ́n ń ṣe, pé a mọ̀ lóore pé inú àwọn ń dùn bí wọ́n ṣe ń rí àwọn akitiyan yín. Ọlọ́run á ràn wá lọ́wọ́, ojú òní tì wá, Ọlọ́run á gbẹ̀tọ́ wa lé wa lọ́wọ́, àní kú sí àjò, àdẹ̀ní kú sọ́nà bí èéfín. Ọlọ́run á gbàdúrà fún wa, àdúrà wa gbà. Gẹ́gẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe mọ̀ pé ìkànnì aládùúrà ni àwa là ń fi àdúrà jagun fílẹ̀ Yorùbá ní ojoojúmọ́, ní ọ̀sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀, ní oṣooṣù, ní orí ìkànnì wa náà ni. A nígbàgbọ́ pé tó dára ń fàdúrà, tó dára ń fàdúrà, àdúró nínú àdúrà nìkan, àwa tún ń ṣakitiyan náà la tún fi ń ṣe ètò ní ọ̀sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí bá ṣe ń lọ nílùú wa, tá à ń fi àkíyèsí àwọn èèyàn wa sí, tá à ń pa àwọn èèyàn wa wá, àwọn èèyàn jàǹkànjàǹkàn tàbí iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ń ṣe. A nígbàgbọ́ pé gbogbo awareness náà àti gbogbo ìtọ́nijí àti ìsọjí Olúwa Elédùmarè á sọ wá jí, á mú wa kúrò nínú ìṣẹ́ ní agbára Elédùmarè. A kí wa pé a káàbọ̀, a kú ìjókòó, láì dóònà pẹ̀lú àwọn bàbá wa. Àwọn náà ní lọ́ọ̀yà Akínọlá, àríṣẹ́ takuntakun tí wọ́n ń ṣe lórí ìran Yorùbá, tí wọ́n ń gbìyànjú gidigidi ni. Inú wa dùn, àwọn ìrẹ́lẹ̀ gbogbo náà tí wọ́n ń ṣe ni Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kí a ṣe àṣeyọrí, àní ṣe àṣetì. A kí yín káàbọ̀ sí orí ètò wa ti èní. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí tá a fẹ́ yẹ̀wò ní èní, òun náà ni pé ètò ààbò àti àlàáfíà fún àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá. Báwo ló tẹ̀ ṣe ń lọ pẹ̀lú àwọn nǹkan tí ribiribi tí ẹ̀ ń ṣe? Ẹ bá wa nà níbẹ̀ẹ́bẹ̀ẹ́ káwọn èèyàn wa kọ́ ti lè mọ bó ṣe ń lọ àti nǹkan tí a tún lè ṣe àti ibi tá a tún lè yà sí ní pẹ̀lú ìrànlọ́wọ́ àtakitiyan tí ẹ̀ ń ṣe. A kí yín káàbọ̀ sà, a fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ gbé yín wọlé. Over to you sà. Ẹ ṣé.
Ó rẹ̀ pé píṣọ̀ mi ò hàn bẹ́ẹ̀, mi ò ríra mi ò sọ́n sí.
Ó dàbí pé ẹ tí show fídíò yín. Show fídíò yín ṣì wà closed, tí open ẹ̀. Kò tí open náà.
Sọ́dọ̀ mi ìbá ló gbé wá ni àbí?
Ọ̀dọ̀ yín ni kò show pé open ẹ̀. Bóyá àmọ́ ṣá, bóyá
ṣe laptop náà ń lò àbí fóònù àbí.
Fóònù ni sà.
ó jẹ́ ìkojú ọ̀nà náà wà gan tó fi lọ́gìn.
Bóyá tí fóònù bá tí bíṣọ̀ bá jáde bóyá lè máa gbóhùn wọn. Ká má lọ
Fóònù ni sà. Fóònù mò ń lò sà.
Ok.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa bá a ti ń gbóhùn yín so.
Ẹ sà, ẹ tap lórí screen yẹn, ẹ máa rí camera sign lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ microphone níbi tẹ́ ti tẹ máìkì yẹn. Ẹ tap lórí screen, ó máa pop up ní ọwọ́ ìsàlẹ̀. Ẹ máa rí camera bíi camera tó gbé.
Òun náà ni mo ti ń try ti. Mo ti náà mo ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Ok, ó dà pé ó ti click báyìí.
Yes.
Ó ti.
Okay.
So am I cool now?
Yes.
Yes, a ti rí yín dáadáa, a ti rí yín báyìí, a rí pé wà ń di steering. Ẹ ṣé o.
Ẹ kalẹ́ o.
A kí yín sà. Yes sà.
Mo kí yín sà o, lọ́kùnrin lóbìnrin, mo kí dádì o. Mo dẹ̀ kí àwọn tó ń jẹ́ ìwà náà, ẹ ṣé gan o. Ẹ kú ọ̀rọ̀ lú o. Ọlọ́run á bá wa ṣe láṣeyọrí o. A máa forí tì náà ni. Mo dẹ̀ nígbàgbọ́ pé tá a bá sinmi, something good will come out of it lágbára Ọlọ́run bá.
Lágbára Ọlọ́run.
Àti mo dúpẹ́ gan, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ join wa, mo dẹ̀ kí o gba àwọn host náà, ẹ ṣé gan o. Thank you for inviting me. I do
Yes, sir.
appreciate it, ma. Ẹ ṣé,
Yes,
mo
sir.
dúpẹ́.
Ẹ ṣé.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Am I to speak now or?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà, a ti ní kẹ́
Ah,
bá wa nà ní bẹ́ẹ̀bẹ́ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àkọlé tèmi. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí
okay,
àwọn
yeah.
iṣẹ́ tẹ̀ ń ṣe.
Regarding the insecurity that pervades Nigeria is number one, and regarding our ambition, which is our ground, is no retreat. We have to stand our ground on the Yoruba sovereign independent nation. Although whichever names anybody may call it, the goal is Yoruba nation. So that one is a no going back. And I love this post, this group that this is not a matter of when we are saying Yoruba movement. It has nothing to do with tribe. It is a movement that needs to be accomplished, irrespective of whosoever that may be in power. So for this to continue, I seriously appreciate it that we are still on our point. We are still on our mission. We are still on our vision that Yoruba nation is the ultimate. Although I've seen the post when the government's trying to do the geopolitical zone. Yeah, that's a good idea, but that is still not the solution. The solution is Yoruba nation. And why do I say that's not the solution? For example, now, when we go into geopolitical region, it might be regional. That means we are still under one. We are still under Nigeria, and we are still under one Nigeria. So the people that are the pains to our neck, they're still there. So those people still entitled to that Section 41, sub 1 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. That's freedom of movement. So, and those are the people that are putting us backward in every ramification. I think majority of whom I heard about at the moment regarding the Almajiri, they pay them some few money to go and cause mayhem to different places. The North, they are producing children which they cannot take care of. They are only growing population for them to secure political office. But that area is going to dive down very soon. And I think majority of you might have heard about they call Hausa Fulani in the past. But the Hausa people have came out now. They came out and they're divulging their mind as well, that are being marginalized in their own region. Which every one of us knows that those people have been marginalized for real. The Hausa people have been marginalized for real. So in this situation, Yoruba nation is the ultimate. Okay, that's my opinion on that area. We have a lot of things to say in that area, but I will just say briefly in that perspective. But now coming down to the insecurity. Well, according to my vision, and which I have in 2020, when I was planning to go to Nigeria before the other guy came out, I still see that we need to. This is the modern technology. This is the 21st century. There are a lot of strategies we can apply and deploy to help us in Yoruba land, which I am working on, and I will be there this year. Till next year, I will work so that we can put those structures in places. If we have those structures in places, I strongly believe it will help us to reduce crimes in Yoruba land. Because the issue of for us just to be going to the forest without planning and to go and attack the Fulanis there without appropriate planning, without adequate strategy, it is unwelcome. But there are a lot of ways we can do it. that no matter how they may be, we can still see them and capture them. For example, I live in the UK now. The UK police won't anything, but they strongly believe in CCTV. So I've spoken to some of the people in the vulnerable places in Yoruba land. We are planning and we are working towards it to install some CCTV in strategic places. Some of the CCTV will be open, some will be hidden. And we're going to have control room whereby we can scan our forest. We can see them before they come to us. So anyone that is coming to our community, we will spot them from the CCTV camera before they got to us. And we will ambush them straight away. So that is what we are working towards on now. It is the latest development that we are working towards so that we can secure our forest and secure our communities. Whenever we have this in places, we will be in charge of our area, of our territory. Most of the forest, I've spoken to some people. We will do some survey with the community in that town. There are some areas that where those people are settling in the forest. There are some trees that we can put some CCTV there. So when they are going, we see them. When they are coming, we see them. So if we could achieve this, it will be a great breakthrough for us in Yoruba land. You see, everything is about testing. Whenever you have an idea, the moment you bring it in, you start testing it, more ideas will keep coming. So the moment we try it and it's been successful, then development will keep coming. And if this could be successful, which I strongly believe it will be successful, if it is, that means we have overcome about 50% of insecurity in Yoruba land. Also, and I've gotten some, I bought drone for my own money, from my own pocket, and telescope, and some few things. So with this, we don't need to go too far. By the time we stand on a high tree, we can scan about 1 mile to us and see the settlement. So let's say if we use drone now, when they see the sign of the drone in the forest, they will know somebody is peeping them, somebody is watching them. That will give them a sign that, oh, enemy is around. Then they can start preparing to attack. But when we are using telescope to monitor their movement far away, they won't see us, and we have seen them. So that is another strategy we are trying to adopt now, which we're going to put into practice whenever I get to Nigeria this year, stroke next year. So with the success of this, we're going to be in charge of Yoruba land. And it is something we have to do. Because the terrorists, in my opinion, I see the Northerners that they are above the law. They are behaving as if they are above the law. Some of them don't even give regard for the law. Especially look at this Dr. Shehi Gumi, the advocate for the criminals, the advocate for the kidnappers. If we want to go into the law, if we want to be governed by the rule of law in Nigeria, Dr. Sheyi Gumi should have been apprehended for long, because Dr. Sheyi Gumi's action by saying boldly that he has had meeting with the terrorists with the help of the security agencies, that area is in breach of Section 12 of the Terrorism Prohibition and Prevention Act 2022. So it is against the law already. And this guy has said it different occasions, and no one have ever come out to challenge him. So in this situation, you could see that the Fulanis have been reiterating this for years, that Nigeria belongs to them. And no one have challenged them. That word, or that statement that Nigeria belongs to the Fulanis, that they are claiming, see, that area is contrary to the law. That is Section 34, sub 1 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, that says mental torture. There should be no torture, there should be no immolation, there should be no degrading. And let me explain the three. Now, when a Fulani man said, oh, Nigeria belongs to the Fulanis, that area, it has derogated my own nationality, my tribe as a Yoruba man. It has belittled me, and I feel inferior as a Yoruba man. That word again, it has humiliated me. It ridiculed me. It can't meet me to be irresponsible in Nigeria. Also, that word again, it can give somebody mental torture, because when you start thinking of it, that why should somebody say Nigeria belongs to them and nobody to cross-check them, nobody to checkmate them, nobody to tell them, say, look, this is against the law. Don't say that, and no apprehension to any one of them. This act gives somebody mental torture. So the Fulanis have broken the law on different occasions, and nothing has happened to them. So, but in my opinion, that's why I said what is currently going on is not something we have to do by violence. There are many areas of law that I can use to back myself up to make my point clear, and which we save the Yoruba land. Because let's say, for example, now, when the Fulani say, oh, when anybody, not only Fulani per se, but the Fulanis are the notorious. When they say they want to exercise that Section 41, that is fantastic by me. I have no objection about that. But here is my objection. So, because we need to look at the subsections of the 1990 Constitution under Section 41(2)(a). Section 41(2)(a), it stated clearly that there can be restrictions to the movement of somebody in this situation. Now, let's look at Section 24, which is our duty as Nigerians. Section 24(a), he said that we need to abide with the Constitution of the land. We need to respect the ideal of the Constitution of the land. That is Section 1, sub 1 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. Said that no individual. This Constitution is supreme and is binding on every individual, tribe, nationality, and person, including the authority. Those are the governments. So now, if Section 1 is supreme and is binding on all tribe, on anybody, including the tribe, then why should one tribe be saying Nigeria belongs to them and nobody to challenge them? You see, that area is another area that I said, oh, you can't do this because this is against the law. And let's look at the behaviors of in Section 24, I think C or D. It stated clearly that if any nationality go to another person's territory, you need to respect their do's and don'ts. Hello? People listen to me? Hello?
Sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, listen to you, sir.
Okay, sir. So Section 24, that C, as a D or C, stated clearly that if you leave your territory to another person's territory, you need to respect their do's and don'ts. That's their culture and their traditions. So if anyone comes to our territory now, Yoruba land, what is forbidden Yoruba land, he or she must accept it. For example, now, there are laws in Yoruba land. The anti-open grazing laws have been established since 2021. So as of today, open grazing is a criminal offense in Yoruba land. And that is what we are going to deal with. So anyone that we see from December this year that is running their cattle, we shall apprehend them. Because it is a law already. The law is there already. So you don't negotiate with law. But in Nigeria, especially the northern part of Nigeria, they negotiate with law, which is wrong. And that is like a open the floodgate for crime. And that is what is happening. Now, before 2021, in 1969, Justice Adewale Thompson of the Abeokuta High Court Division, he has banned open grazing in Nigeria since 1969. So the logical question here is, why open grazing is still on? The answer is simple, because weak enforcement. So because of the weak enforcement and favoritism, partial. So that is why this is still there. So now with that federal law and the state law now, it gives us the ground under the Western Security Network that and other vigilantes that we can apprehend those people in our community. So by the time we start a movement, we do about 2 or 3 times. I strongly believe it will send a unique message to every one of them. And before we start, we're going to write a letter to the Miyechihala Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria in Kaduna. You know, we have 2 Miyechihala. That's Miyechihala Cattle Breeders Association in Nigeria under their leadership, Baba Otma Ingele. So that's our president. We send letter to them, and we're going to send letter to all the states, Miyechihala as well, and the local. Also, the second Miyechihala, that is Miyechihala Cattle, that is under the leadership of Berobadejo. You see, that Berobadejo is a terrorist on his own, which is known for that. So in this situation, we will follow the law to do anything we want to do, so that it will not be like it will not give room for discrimination. Because if we attack them without concrete evidence, they may raise it to be, we are victimizing them, we are discriminating them, which is wrong. But they know what I'm doing is right, but they will try to circumvent it in order for them to have a leeway. So that is why we are working with the law to achieve the success. Because when there is law, there's an offense. So that is what we're going to do in that area. Then lastly, we work with the farmers, because if we don't correct this on time, and if this persists to the next 5 years, Sazama, this thing might cause famine in Yoruba land and in Nigeria entirely. Because in the northern part of Nigeria now, the farmers are afraid to go to farm. And the little ones that are going to farm, those terrorists are destroying their crops, they're destroying their farm produce. So if we don't stand up this year or next year, if they could find their way to Southwest, that means we are playing with farming. So that is the area I focus on. That look, we got to address this thing, either anybody like it or not. We will strengthen the movement. I've been spending my personal money to get some of these things done, because I strongly believe it is a vision that must be accomplished, that must be achieved, and we must achieve it at all cost. So now, regarding the herdsmen that are going to different people's farm to eat their farm produce, so we are suggesting that when I got home, we're going to do some templates, like a little billboard in your farm, because some people said they should fence their farm. I said no, because in the judgment of 1969, Justice Adewale Thompson said that farmers do not necessarily need to fence their farm. Justice Adewale Thompson said that the owner of the cattle need to control his cattle, not to go to people's farm. So if you want to fence your farm, that's fantastic. But if you don't fence it, that does not mean the headers' cattle can come to your farm. And if they do, by the time we put these 4 corner signs there, like a mini billboard, that trespassers shall be prosecuted, and anyone that destroy the farm produce here, cattle we're going to negotiate for cattle swap. Because some of them in the past, when the headers destroy their farms, they go to police station, police give them 20,000 naira for about 1 million damages. So that is absolutely wrong. So those are the areas we want to correct. So instantly, as it is written there, either you know how to read or you don't know how to read, that is not a problem. So we are doing that one in order, because I strongly believe it will end up in court. So whenever we get to court, we're able to show to court, those are the information we put to places, that this is a private property. You don't enter there. And you could see, and you have destroyed our farm crops. So we have to use cattle swap. So with this aspect, by the time we test drive it in 1 or 2, 3 occasions, I strongly believe they will sit tight. And by the time we put more pressure on Dr. Sheyi Gumi, as I'm doing on Facebook, I will start doing it on physical ground. If somebody could stand up to challenge Dr. Sheyi Gumi, I strongly believe things will come down. Because I'm in the UK now, I can only do it on social media. That is why I intensify it on social media. So by the time I get to Nigeria, it's going to be a face-to-face issue. And by the time it becomes a face-to-face issue, I strongly believe we're going to put things under control. I can assure you, Sazama, we shall see the end of those Fulanis in Nigeria, because the Fulanis are not Nigerians. We have said it in different locations and we are keep arguing it. And you must remember, those people are following the statement of their father, Amadou Bello, that said they will brutally take over southwest and southeast of Yoruba land. So that is what those people are doing right now. You can see that they are so brutal to anybody they want to take over their land in southwest. In other part of Nigeria, they are so brutal. So whenever people are brutal, what we do. But in this situation, you must remember that those people, they are minority, but they are powerful. So, and when you want to fight somebody that is powerful, you need to adopt common sense. Like the story of Goliath and David. They are powerful. So we need to adopt the strategy of Goliath and David to fight the Fulanis. And that is why I'm using this platform under the law. I'm going to see somewhere to hide to ensure that we humble the Fulanis to eat the humble pie. So that is it in that area. I still have a lot of things to say, but if there's any questions, then that one will bring more things out.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni bàbá wa, ẹ kú atótónu, ẹ kú iṣẹ́, ẹ kú ìyànjú, ẹ kú ọ̀rọ̀ ìlú náà á ràn yín lọ́wọ́, máa ṣe àṣeyọrí ojú òní tì yín. Gbogbo nǹkan tí ẹ sọ ni ó yé wa yékéyéké. Èmi tẹ̀ wá pè lọ́wọ́ bàbá wa pé ẹjọ́ kí ni ṣe náà tí wọ́n ṣe ní agbára tó yẹn gangan, tí ó wá jẹ́ pé ìjọba ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà gan wọn tẹ̀dẹ̀ wá lè tẹ̀ wá kọ̀bù wọn fún, torí ẹ ṣáàsán ṣe báyìí pé òfin wà tí wọ́n ti gbá òkun gbèsè.
You see, the issue is that, you see, those people, you must remember that they came with intention. Kọ́lọ́mà yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe àlejò gbà lọ́rọ̀ wọn. Èyí ò rí inú àlejò. When they came in 1804, they came with the intention of jihadists, but they did not show it. They used religion to cover. They came in 1804. By 1808, the people that accommodate them, they started killing them, taking over their land. And immediately they start that. That was before Nigeria was formed. Immediately they do that, they'll be putting themselves in the corridors of powers. Because they have hidden agenda. They put themselves in military. And as at that time, you must remember that majority of our southeast, southwest, they don't go into military. So those people, because they rush into the military. So when they secure that place, they believe, yeah, I want to secure it. Now, because of their population again, Almajiri children don't be, they have the population, they believe they are secure in the political aspect of it, they secure presidency. And if they fail the presidency, the military is there, they can use to take over power. And that is what they have been rotating for over 40 years. And you can see that people have identified their strategies now. That's why different people are coming out to challenge them. So by the time we put pressure on those Fulanis without fear of death, because this matter here is about the matter of no fear of death. Because if we try to pretend now those people with their strategies. According to Bello Badejo, the Mietela Alakatuho, he said that was about 15 years ago when I was started this thing. He said he has 5,000 foot soldiers in our forest. So as of today, it might be about over 50,000 foot soldiers in our forest. Those people, they are fully secure our forest. And if we find time, we will see that our forest we have a lot of ammunition on our forest. That's why you see some of those Okadas riders, they're part of them. Those Okada riders, I want BT our money, Adubo, they knows everywhere. They know in and out of Yoruba land, all those Okada riders. And all those scavengers. So in this situation, they are programmed themselves where the power is. That is why they were able to be powerful. But as of today now, the present government is now amputating their powers gradually. So if we could successfully do this, if you can do that one the second time, I think we will be free from the Fulanis. Because Fulani must not govern us again. No way. We will not accept it. We will not accept Fulani to govern us again. And I think the Hausa people have stand up. So with the help of the Hausa people, because the population of Fulanis in Nigeria, according to my research, is about 50 million. In the whole of West Africa, the Fulanis there, in West Africa, Nigeria, they are about 50 million. So they're still minority. So in Nigeria today, they're about 15 to maximum, let's say 20 million. Because some research say 15 million, some research say 20 million. So let's approximately 20 million. 20 million to 250 million. So we still have 230. So we can humble them because their strategies have been known to us now. Unlike before, when their strategies wasn't known. Today now, with the help of social media, with the help of quick research, we could identify. Then we work towards it and see how can we humble them. And we have been working on it now. And this present government is dealing with them seriously, which I say good kudos to Bola Ahmed Tinubu for that.
Yeah,
àríṣẹ́ takuntakun tí bàbá wa Ahmed Tinubu ń ṣe pẹ̀lú wọn tó ti ń gé wọn lórùka. A nígbàgbọ́ pé okay. Ẹ jẹ́ n fà sọ́dọ̀ Pastor Mosola Tuja títí tó béèrè àwọn ìbéèrè tó kù sá.
Sir, we really appreciate all the explanation that you have given us. Personally, sir, and with this group of Multifaith, we believe in our nations, Yoruba nation, not going back.
Yes,
but with the situation of going to second term of Baba Tinubu, when are we expecting that Yoruba nation to come to pass? And God forbid, tó bá lọ second time, tó bá declare, can't separate Yoruba from all these people. God forbid we fell into the hand of these people again. Where are we going? What will be our hope?
It will be a disaster. It will be a disaster.
So it will be advisable, sir. Tó bá ṣe this first time kí bàbá Tinubu kó tó kúrò ńbẹ̀ kó kúkú declare kó pín Yorùbá kó pín Hausa ká máa bá tiwọn lọ káwọn Igbo ká máa bá tiwọn lọ, because with the situation of Nigeria now, we don't know what can happen. It is our prayer that God will spare the life of our president, but God forbid anything bá ṣẹlẹ̀ tí wọ́n bá ṣe this time, Yoruba is in hot soup, which we don't pray for. So what is going to be our hope, sir, with the current situation? Because either we like it or not, now election máa wáyé ní next year. Tí Tinubu bá dẹ̀ lọ fún second term, àdúrà wa ni pé k'Ọlọ́run kó spare life wọn. But for God forbid anything happen, tí wọn ò pín nǹkan tá à ń béèrè ń sìn kí ló fẹ́ jẹ́ hope àwa Yorùbá.
bóyá second time àwa ẹ̀ máa pin bóyá ó lè ṣe second time o àti lè sọ èyí tó bá lè ṣe that will be a landmark in his name for life to be a footprint tó bá lè ṣe because he has the power to do it now.
Yeah, he has the power.
But mo fi pé náà fẹ́ ṣe second time maybe in his second time he's going to be brutal with them more. That's my opinion.
Ẹbẹ̀ tí kátà ń sọ sà ẹ worú máa tó ṣe kú Nàìjíríà sí Ògògó just only 66 years nobody expected him to die àdìsẹ́ ikú òdẹ̀ dọ́jọ́ àrùn òdòṣù nǹkan tí ẹ bá dẹ̀ lè ṣe lé ní I don't see reason why we should procrastinate it till tomorrow.
Ikú náà yá báyẹn náà tábà tọrọ fún wa lọ́kàn balẹ̀ tá a dẹ̀ rí medical tó dáa ikú Ògògó lack of medical wà ń bẹ̀ lack of ignorance wà ń bẹ̀. And that is another campaign we have been doing for years under our welfare. Look, we have poor health system in Nigeria, absolutely poor.
Very poor.
Absolutely poor. And our leaders doesn't care because they can find alternative for themselves. And that is not the definition of leadership. For example, during COVID-19, at my hospital that I used to attend is St. Thomas Hospital. When Boris Johnson was in power, when he was admitted for COVID-19, he was treated in St. Thomas Hospital, where I was treated as well. So now, if we all have the same vision, the same place we are receiving treatment, do you believe that we're going to put more pressure on it for the success of that place? But now, when the leaders doesn't use that place, their wife doesn't use it, their children doesn't use it. So do you think they will put more pressure there? So this is about how our own wickedness to ourselves. And it wasn't like this. It wasn't like this, SARS, when we were growing up in the 60s. It wasn't like this. Our medical was one of the best. Yeah. So corruption eroded everything. It eroded the fabric of good governance in Nigeria because there's no deterrent. Among the corrupt politicians in Nigeria, how many one in prison, except the one they want to use as a scapegoat. So in that area, without deterrent to our politicians, that's why Nigeria will collapse. Nigeria will collapse. Because owó tó ń jí owó tó ń ná yẹn ó ti pọ̀ jù. Mo dẹ̀ ní feelings pé àwọn leaders wa wọ́n mọ̀ pé Nigeria máa collapse ọ̀nàjẹ́ kó máa yáwó wọ́n ń yáwó yẹn ní ha ò ní. Tó bá collapse wọ́n máa rájẹ̀ ọ́ fún gbà tí Nigeria bá ti collapse. Àwọn tó yáwó lóge wọ́n dẹ̀gbẹ́ wọ́n máa rájẹ̀ ọ́ fún yẹn. So that's my opinion because we okay now. Let's assume now. Which basic institution is working perfectly in Nigeria that we can say yes, we give credence to this institution. We only share Tony result. Basic one. Because I used to argue this when some people say, "Oh, Coastal Road development." Yes, I agree. But the logical question here is, after building those strategies, development and co. Tẹ́lifí bá ṣẹlẹ̀, ta ló máa lo bẹ̀yẹn? Ta ló máa gbé lọ síbẹ̀? Ṣé ẹni tí ò ní good security, ẹni tí ò ní good health, ṣé òun ló máa lo bẹ̀yẹn ni? Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tó bá ní good health àti security, ṣé bó ló máa lè lo facilities tí à ń sọ? Nígbà tí ò bá sí yẹn, ta ló fẹ́ lò? So it is not about development yet now. It is about our health first. So we need to have our health first. Oh, very important. About secure health and security then anything development we can use it successfully. Nígbà tẹ́ bá kọ́ gbogbo bridge sílẹ̀, ta ló fẹ́ lò. Now the highway tó ń sọ nísìn, you cannot pass through that place in the night. Those boys are there put on the highway. As of today, most of our highways supposed to have solar panel. So when there's no light, it encourages crimes. How much does it cost our local government? Come for any solar power, no go street. How much does it cost them? But nobody cares. But in their own area, Tongbe, they have it there. And they don't have it for us. But they can come and collect their tax, their revenue from everybody. So, who are we going to blame for that? Are we going to blame the West? So that is this, sir.
Ṣeun adúpẹ́. Èmi tẹ̀ wá tún wá fojú ò wípé àwọn West gan náà wọ́n dákún wàhálà wa, ìkọ̀ àwọn náà fún wọn lágbára. Torí gẹ́gẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe sọ pẹ̀lú nǹkan tẹ́ sọ Nàìjíríà, ìṣe ni wọ́n so wá pọ̀. Ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ní kálukú wà. Ó tó di pé wọ́n á sọ wá mọ́ àlùmájèrí. Àwọn iná fẹ́ ṣe mass marriage fọ́mọ underage. Wọ́n rí pé nǹkan kan tó àbùkù wà níbẹ̀. Wọ́n náwó sírù yẹn. Àwọn western world náà, àwọn náà ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ níbẹ̀. Mo wá fẹ́ bèrè pé ṣé àwọn gan kò yẹ ká fáwọn gan náà ní pressure pé nǹkan tí wọ́n ti bàjẹ́ sẹ́yìn wá kán wá bọ́n ṣe fẹ́ tún ṣe náà kán wá support wa pẹ̀lú gbogbo akitiyan tẹ́yìn náà ń ṣe sà. Kí lẹ rí sí yẹn sà?
In that area, I don't know what to say in that area, Mommy. I don't know what to say yet now. Yorùbá ní tó àsìkò àti ṣùfù rọ́mọlà.
Okay.
So I strongly believe when we stand our ground, we are on the embryonic stage of it, the formation of it. So by the time we stand with the intense advocacy for our vision, for our purpose, for our movement, I strongly believe things will change positively. Because when Nnamdi Kanu was doing it, I don't want to follow his trend by calling her all other nationality names. So I strongly believe we can work things out gradually, because it is not something, separation is not something you can start overnight and get it overnight. Just like 2020, when they started, that one supporter, àwọn kan tó sọ pé a máa gba Nàìjíríà, a máa gba Yorùbá nation lọ́dún, a máa gba Yorùbá. Money, what are the? It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen that way. Unless I have Fugungba, and I don't think you have the ammunition at Ija. So that is why I don't want the advocacy to low down or to die. Because if the advocacy goes down, it will take time to come up again. And I don't want to say because a Yoruba man is there. So now the logical question is, so if the Tinubu leave there tomorrow now, so people will now come and call Yoruba nation. That means if he tribe body, which were tribalistic. So either Yoruba man is there, Hausa man is, whosoever that is there, Yoruba nation is a Yoruba nation. It's a vision that must be established. Look at the Scotland. They too want to go. They are doing their own. They want to go, but they do everything peacefully. And that is the trend. That is the trend I want to emulate. That's why I said when it is time, the British will be involved. All other nationalities will be involved. But I strongly believe we need to start it from home first. That's how some people, when they started that time, the people were rushing to United Nations. I said, Koti Doro United Nations is in. Let about 80% of Nigerians be convinced, be perceived, but yes, we want to go. Then since the message will spread around globally. That has been my strategies, and that is what I'm starting now.
So gbogbo iṣẹ́ takuntakun tẹ́ ń ṣe yìí bàbá wa, ṣé gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ló wà káàkiri àwọn ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àbò ní àwọn ibùkún kọ́tẹ́kọ́ ti fẹ́ fi ṣe bí project yẹn àbí bóyá.
Yeah. The vision is to circulate Yoruba land, but
Okay.
you know that because we need to test drive it from somewhere.
Yeah.
So we are test driving it from the vulnerable villages.
Okay.
Villages those are the villages we're going to test drive the CCTV. Irú Oríire, irú Yewa, àti some area ní Èkìtì. Àwọn ibi tó súnmọ́ border yẹn. Area bẹ̀rẹ̀ lágbé máa test drive ẹ̀. So the success of it will now lead us to the city and further down to the forest. But the moment you want to do is to focus on the vulnerable places where they usually attack. So by the time we install the CCTV there, we'll be monitoring it 24 hours. Then there'll be staff that will monitor the CCTV 24 hours. So we will be seeing them, all the activities anywhere, tomorrow. We'll be seeing them. And we'll be monitoring their activities. So anytime they're coming to the town, we will see them. And by that time, we will ambush them. We don't need to show it on social media. We're going to ambush them. Straight away.
Wọ́n fẹ́ bèrè pé ṣé mọ̀ pé àwọn èèyàn lè máa lò láti máa monitor gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ ń ṣe yìí, especially àwọn CCTV. Ẹ̀yin dẹ̀ wà ní UK bí, ǹjẹ́ àwọn wọ̀nyí tí ẹ máa lò ṣé a nígbàgbọ́ pé àwọn ọmọ tiwa ní tíjà àwọn tó tún máa gbàbọ̀dè fún wa torí àmọ́ wípé nínú gbogbo oríṣiríṣi bó ṣe ń lọ wọn Yorùbá gan ń gbàbọ̀dè fúnra wọn pẹ̀lú nǹkan tí ó wà níta báyìí. So báwo ni ẹ ṣe fẹ́ rí pé
that's a good question. That's a good question. Number one, mi ò jìnnà sílé. I will still be coming here bó ṣe oṣù kan oṣù méjì láti wá ṣiṣẹ́. Mi ní jìnnà sílé. Number two, ṣe pé Fúlàní ti papọ̀ mọ́ Yorùbá.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
So àwọn tórúkọ wọn bá jẹ́ Abdulrasaq Muhammed tó dẹ̀ sọ Yorùbá lẹ́nu, we are not sure of his identity. So people like that is in my file. I will use my strategic card to identify his origin. Because irú yẹn nísìn ó lè jẹ́ ọmọ Fúlàní ni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
That one will be a spy to us. So àwọn tá a bá máa gbà gangan, we must go to the bottom line. A máa ń pa àwọn tó lágboolé tó lè jorúkọ Yorùbá tó lè lágboolé.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, yẹn ṣe pàtàkì.
Muslim name, Muslim last. That one is a red flag. It has shown that something is fishing here. So we will go deeper before we will work with such people.
Yeah, ẹ ṣé gan sir. Mo tún fẹ́ fi lè kún àwọn kan tí ẹ ti sọ. Tẹ́ bá wo Dr. Sunday Igboho Shansi with the establishment of Irú-Ẹkùn. By the grace of God, mo ṣe ti Nigeria did this week ni, I was looking to say last weekend. Mo ṣe dé gbogbo effort pé bóyá wọ́n jiyàn gbé wọ́n pààyàn wọ́n ṣe ó dínkù. I'm a witness. I have the opportunity to travel to Ondo State nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ in time mo fi wà lé. So gbogbo bí wọ́n jiyàn gbé wọ́n dá yẹn lọ́nà at least ó reduce. So pẹ̀lú gbogbo effort yẹn sìn, I thank God for the assistance of government and people like Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ to donate 100 million to gbé mọ́tò fún wọn. Then mo dey believe pé bàbá Tinubu nìsín wọ́n ti support effort Irú-Ẹkùn. So gbogbo yẹn sìn ó tún fún wa ní ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀. Gbogbo Haúsá àwọn yẹn sìn ó ti Fúlàní ó ti dínkù drastically ní ilé tí mo lọ yìí. Mi ò gbọ́ ní ìsìnkú bí wọ́n gbé yàn l'Ondo State wọ́n pààyàn níbì kan rárá. I spent 3 weeks. So mo dẹ̀ wọ́n tún tẹ̀síwájú. So pẹ̀lú àdúrà táwa ń gbà lórí ìkànnì pẹ̀lú gbogbo effort yín sà, mo mọ̀ pé Ọlọ́run ti gbalẹ̀ Yorùbá fún wa. Àwọn Haúsá àwọn Fúlàní wọn ò ní lè borí wa lágbára Ọlọ́run. Ṣùgbọ́n àdúrà wa ni pé orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá yìí sẹ́ a ṣe máa gbà á so tiwa ni pé ká tó máa fi àdúrà ran àwọn effort yẹn lọ́wọ́ Dr. Sunday Igboho pẹ̀lú èrò ẹkùn àtàwọn security agent gbogbo nílẹ̀ Yorùbá pẹ̀lú gbogbo effort tẹ́ ń ṣe sà Ọlọ́run á gbalẹ̀ wá fún wa àdúrà wa nìyẹn then kí àwọn bàbá Tinubu náà ká tó máa gbàdúrà fún wọn kọ́lọ́run kó lọ́ra ẹ̀mí wọn ká ṣe the right thing at the right time kó tó di pé ó pẹ́ jù mo mọ̀ pé second time yẹn ó wà lórí ẹ̀mí wọn sì tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ débẹ̀ kọ́lọ́run wọn lọ́kàn tètè dá wa lóhùn torí pé Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kó bọ́ lọ́wọ́ àwa Yorùbá o àdúrà wa nìyẹn so èrò ẹkùn àtàwọn ọ̀dà security agent yẹn kọ́lọ́run tó bọ̀ lò wọ́n kó gbà wálẹ̀ pátápátá lọ́wọ́ àwọn ẹni ibi tó ń dẹ̀mí wa légbodò dẹ̀bí ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sa kò lè possible fún àwọn àgbẹ̀ ká lọ fẹ́ǹsì ibi tá ń lò oko wọn èèyàn ara lẹ̀ lé gan plọ̀tì kan plọ̀tì méjì àmọye tó ń kọ̀sìn láti lè fẹ́ǹsì ẹ̀ so kọ́lọ́ kó gbà wá pátápátá lọ́wọ́ àwọn Fúlàní tó ń boko lóko jẹ́ so then àwọn Yorùbá náà agbára tó lọ́rùn fún wọn tí wọ́n bá lè lò ó bí àwọn tó dá nǹkan sílẹ̀ tí kìnìún màálù wọ bẹ́ẹ̀ sí tí màálù ń kú tí gbogbo ẹ̀ ń ṣe dájúdájú á lè lé àwọn ẹni bí wọn yẹn á lé wọn sẹ́yìn so gbogbo ẹfọ́ọ̀tì yín àtàwọn Yorùbá àti èrò ẹkùn tẹ́ bá papọ̀ tí gbogbo àtà bá fìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan Ọlọ́run á tú wa sílẹ̀ á sọ wá dòmìnira so ẹ ṣe púpọ̀ sápá gbogbo àwọn àlàyé tẹ́ ti ṣe fún wa gbogbo làálàá yín ò dẹ̀ ní kí á sásán o ẹ ṣe gan sa.
ẹ ṣeun dádì wa kó tó di pé àyọ̀ǹda yín ẹ bá wa gba àwọn èèyàn wa nímọ̀ràn pé kán bá wa fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú iṣẹ́ tẹ́ ń ṣe àti gbogbo akitiyan tí gbogbo bí bàbá wa ṣe sọ pẹ̀lú ìrò ẹkùn àti pàápàá àwọn lọ́balọ́ba wa àtàwọn oníjòyè bá wa fún wọn ní ìmọ̀ràn pé wọn gbọ́dọ̀ fi wálẹ̀ ó yẹ kán dáwọ́ pọ̀ mọ́ nǹkan tá à ń ṣe yìí torí ìyà tó jẹ wá ó ti kọjá nǹkan tẹ́mi wá fẹ́ gbé bá wa fún àwọn èèyàn wa nímọ̀ràn sà ẹ ṣeun.
ìmọ̀ràn tí màá sọ fún wa mẹ́rin pé ìmọ̀ tẹ́ bá rí pépà kan tó jáde ẹni mẹ́ta tí àwọn bandit and ọlọ́pàá tó ń jà tí wọ́n pa àwọn ọlọ́pàá rẹpẹtẹ bíi 10 nígbà tí ọlọ́pàá wọn ní they ran out of bullets the soldier ran out of bullets so yẹn ló fún bandits l'opportunity láti pa wọ́n. See, that is why I'm trying to say that you see this thing you need to be strategic. Let's jai. If our police are well trained and the IG we are all organized, there should have been a backup. Nígbà tó nípa ammunition tí ń tán yẹn, wọ́n ti rédíò àwọn backup àti dé. First, second, nígbà táwọn police náà rí pé ammunition àwọn tí ń tán, ó yẹ kán ti apply retreat. This thing tó wà nígbà yìí, it is not about pé èèyàn lọ sínú igbó. Tó bá lọ sínú igbó without quality strategies, it's like going to waste your life. Because you need to understand, àwọn people tó wà nínú igbó yìí, bẹ́ẹ̀ sí wọn nìyẹn, ó dàbí ẹni tó ń gbá ìwé àti home. Ẹni tó wà ní home, mọ irú ammunition tán ní. Ìwọ tó ń gbá ìwé tó kàn mú ammunition kékeré kan dání, tó wà lọ tán lójijì ńbẹ̀ yẹn, gbogbo yín sára. That was the reason why I said, èyí tí Sunday Igboho tó lọ sí last time yẹn, no planning, no strategy, tó kàn wọnú gbó lọ pẹ̀lú drone tó ń fẹ́ fún wọn. No planning, no strategy. Ẹ lọ bá wọn ní base wọn nìyẹn. Base wọn níbi tán wà yẹn. Mọ irú ammunition tó wà ńbẹ̀ yẹn. So this thing is about planning. I want that car can work. No. It's more than that. Soldier doesn't go and attack without studying their opponent. You need to study your opponent. Attack your opponent when they are weak. You don't attack your opponent when they are strong. So in this situation, we will be working with all, we collaborate together to ensure we borrow ourselves brains to get this thing done. But this thing is more than what you think. And Fulani, mo di study wọn gbọ́n o, ẹ rò pé wọn gbọ́n ni. They may kick my cocoa pipe low. To my go hot. By the time they will strike again, you will know. But when there are strategies in places, which they too do not know much of it, it will help us. It's going to save our lives. Because whenever you want to save anybody, the law says that, common law says you need to you need to protect yourself first. Till your body to not join to join any and like come no. So when you are going to save people's life, you need to secure your life first. Part of securing our life first is that is why we want to put those strategies, those structures in places. When those structures are in places, we are in charge already. So but it will be a collaboration between every one of us. And I strongly believe we do appreciate our father, especially Oni of Ife, and all other obas. They are being supportive. And I would like to mention this thing here. I would not encourage people that we ask Ghanaian Adams that is not going to the forest. Ghanaian Adams can never go to the forest. Like Shisoni Gbowo. I'm going to identify this properly. Ghanaian Adams is like chief of army staff. Chief of army staff who has said ko wonu gbo lori. Ó máa deploy power fáwọn ọmọ láti lọ nugbo ni. Ghanaian cannot go into the forest. Chief Sunday Igboho can go into the forest. I can go into the forest. Any other activist can go into the forest. Why? Because we are not holding any cultural post. Gani Adams is holding the highest supreme Yoruba warrior. If Are Ona Kakanfo now dress in attire and say he's going to the war, going to those people, that means Are Ona Kakanfo have declared war. And the government will not pardon him. So the stool of Are Ona Kakanfo is superior. Don't compare Are Ona Kakanfo and Sunday Igboho at all. They are two different. It's just like any corporate as chief for defense staff. Can I compare one? Go possible now. Ghanaian Adams has his own boys to my deploy Lotinugbo. That is it. That is just the strategy. So, but in this situation, we are rounding everything up to ensure that we balance it so that we don't see conflict around. But I want don't cause this conflict again now. But we are working on it for settlements so that we can remain focused. And I believe the focus is there now. So that is it, sir.
Ṣé o, a dúpẹ́ tí a pè yín tí ẹ jẹ́ wa náà a máa jẹ́ yìí náà. So ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa bí la máa fi ìdàgbé ètò ti èmi sí títí ọjọ́ mẹ́jọ ní agbára Elédùmarè. A kí àwọn àlejò wa tí a pè wá, àwọn náà ní lọ́ọ̀yà Ṣọlá, ẹ ṣé ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun.
Thank you.
Látòrí màmá wa girama Bíjídé ẹ ṣé mà, àkí bàbá wa pásítọ̀ Ìmọ̀ṣẹ́ Látújà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà la kí ẹnjìnà àwọn ayágbóyà jọ lọ́wọ́ bọ́tìn, wọ́n mi wa ọmọ nìyí, àkí ẹ̀yin náà. Ẹ ṣé gan-an, àdúpẹ́ ìyókù di ọjọ́ mẹ́jọ ní agbára Elédùmarè. Ẹ ṣé o dádì tí a pè ní tí ẹ jẹ́ wa. Lọ́wọ́ a máa ràn yín lọ́wọ́, a máa fi yín ṣe o. Àwọn dìgbà kan náà, ó dàbọ̀.
Ẹ ṣé, ó dàbọ̀ mà. Thank you.
Ẹ ṣé o.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Our engineer over.
Àbí nẹ́tíwọ̀kì jẹ́ kó. This one. I think we can log out then if it's not there.
Don't you log out? Don't you me log out by you? Hello?
Okay, sir. No, I'm on.
Bá mi log me out ń bẹ ẹjọ́.
Okay, sir.